Well, hello everyone. Welcome in to another beautiful episode of the Pre Pod. Myself, Kale Austin, along with co-commissioner, co-host, Mr. Blake Brooks. Blake, how are you doing on this fine evening?
I'm doing quite good, Caleb. We don't have to share the screen with a guy that doesn't wear pants anymore, so I think we're already in a better spot.
I'm glad to safely say there will be no underwear shown in this episode, unless Blake has some surprise lined up for me that I don't know about.
Unless something crazy happens, but you never know. It's Tuesday night.
Never know.
Drinking so
But
much.
Yes, we are missing the permanent guest this week. We also were planning to have Austin back on this week. Apparently, they have like a family and a wife or some lame excuse. I don't know.
Pretty
Not
disgusting.
But anyway, end of the week. What week was this? 4, 5? I don't even know.
This was week 5 because by my math, I'm 3-2, so that's 5.
Math checks out. I don't like to look at my record. It's not fun.
It's another week in the books. I can't believe we're through 5 weeks of football. It's actually crazy.
It's kind of sad.
I mean, we get 18 weeks, or no, that's 18.
Well,
16 for the season, a fantasy season.
17. Well, I don't know what week we end on, honestly, for fantasy.
I think we end on 16. Because the last week's always, you never know who's playing.
That is true.
But, we're like almost a third of the way through already. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, we pretty much are a third of the way through. That's scary to think about.
But we're enjoying it while it's here. And I guess we'll just have to think of funnier things to talk about when football's over.
Yeah, it's going to be a struggle, but we'll come up with something.
Something
spicy.
Well, without further ado, I guess let's dive into some recaps here. This week, starting with my game, man, this is a reality check for me, let me tell you. I've been flying high. My team's been scoring in like the 120s, 130s each week. And then I take a dive bomb with an 84. And we can already go ahead and say Amon-Ra let me down big time this week.
This week.
After I got all the hate.
He was on a snap count. He didn't play as much as he normally would.
And guess what? Now he's on bye. So I get 2 weeks of being let down for my brand new shiny toy.
And then he'll be back and healthy and you'll be fine.
My team just didn't show up. Like Brandon Cooks was 6. My defense -1.
Yeah,
it just hurts.
You kind of had a week similar to me this week. My week was a little bit better, but you'll see kind of what I'm talking about whenever we get to my game. Like, you only had like 1 or 2 people really shit the bed, and then everyone else did just okay, and you didn't really have anybody like carry your team necessarily, you know?
Yeah, like Lamar didn't go off. I mean, Dameon Pierce looking pretty good.
Week. Yeah, he had a really good week. But other than that, and then the fact that your defense got -1, that just always sucks.
Yeah, and I mean, you'd expect Cooks and Amon-Ra to get more in the coming weeks, but
yeah,
I mean, I'm still 3-2. I'm not upset, but I mean, Austin's team, like, looking at his team now, like his team actually didn't do well. Just 2 or 3 people did.
I mean, it was Hurts and Diggs.
Half his points.
Yeah. Just those 2 players. Everyone else. I mean, I guess McLaurin had 12. He really had 12. I didn't even think he had that many.
Yeah, he got it all in like one drive.
And Curtis Sandler. Man, bold move starting 2 Washington wide receivers. But
yeah, he was at my house watching that game, and there was one drive where they kept being like, Curtis Samuel, Terry McLaurin. I'm like, stop it. Because it was like the last quarter, and I was like, I could get out of this game without much destruction, but I don't think it really would have made a difference because I lost by 22. So, I mean, it's
significant amount.
It is what it is. Thank God he didn't play Gabe Davis, or it just would have been even worse.
But yeah, that man had a wild ass game.
32 points. I think all of his touches were touchdowns. I'm pretty sure. Oh, I'm wrong. 4 receptions.
I think he had a couple that were.
Or no, that's his projections for last week.
I think he had 3 catches for like 170 yards and 2 touchdowns, I think.
It's wild. Well, wild times we're living in.
I would also just like to mention, since I love shit talking on your trades, Hayden Hurst outscored Zach Ertz this week, sitting on your bench.
He sure did.
Just
But
saying.
I'm also just saying 10 points from a tight end is I'd be happy with it this year.
But you'd be happier with 17.
It would have just made me look like in the 90s, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it wouldn't have changed the outcome of your game, but
Yeah, that's like, even if I started my best lineup, I still would have lost. So this is just a beatdown of a beatdown, you know.
yeah, but it is a little nice that Austin's team is, I thought his team was really good. I still think his team's really good, but it's nice to see him have a bit of a down week.
His running back situation's a little. I mean, once DeAndre Swift comes back, I don't know, but
Well, he has DeAndre, so
that's what.
I don't know
Yeah,
what
he's
he's
gonna
gonna
have to
do.
decide. Gonna have to decide. Not fun. But I'll go ahead and let's check the guess. We all guessed me, so that was bad.
Starting off strong.
A whole
This is
bunch
about
of
how this has been going for me all year. So
L's on the list right now.
good lord,
Austin's starting 0-1.
that is a percentage of 0.
Yeah, exactly. You can't go anywhere farther down than that. But
Only can go up now, Austin.
let's see, Grayson and Steve's game. Pretty close matchup, 7-point difference.
Yeah, I think this was the closest. We had a lot of blowouts this week. I got a stat I'll talk about later. This was the
Jeez.
closest game of the week, and it was 7 points.
Yeah. Um, I mean, once again, Grayson's team had 2 or 3 people show up. And I mean, same
Yeah,
with Steve. Steve had 2 people do really, really well, and 2 more people do very well. But
Steve had to be a little bit worried going into Monday night because he was down by I want to say like 17 or something like that going into Monday night,
yeah,
and
but Devontae Adams clutched up for him.
yeah, he started the game with a big touchdown. He had to feel a lot better then, but then didn't do much until like the fourth quarter, I think.
Yeah, I'm looking at his bench, and his bench really didn't do a whole lot. But speaking of Devontae, I think he's going to be suspended for a game or 2, depending on what they decide.
Yeah, because he threw a little
Beating up workers.
bitch fit. Yeah, that man was just doing his job.
Beat him up. Now he's in the hospital or something.
I think he's faking it. He just wants some money, but I
I
don't blame
also,
him.
it's like how hard can someone push you down?
Yeah,
But
but
yeah, this game was kind of the closest of the week, really.
yeah, it is. Dalvin had a good game, 25 points. That's amazing. Montgomery back with a good game. Goddard. Steve had a couple more. Steve had 4 people have good games.
Yeah, that's what I was looking in. 2 in the 20s and 2 in the teen or late teens,
But
the high
Grayson
teens.
was carried by Lenny. If it wasn't for Lenny having an amazing game, he would have had a pretty sad looking week.
Yeah, Leonard showed up. He had 10 catches. That's a wild stat for running back.
It's Tom Brady just dumping it off to him, man.
10 catches. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, Kittle just is shit in the bed this year. 6 points.
Man, he had Jacoby on his bench with 24, and his starting receivers got 12 and 2 and 16 for Metcalf. So any of those would have won him the game.
Yeah, I'm looking at Grayson's receivers, and I mean, Jamar just isn't.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is Christian Kirk just dead now? Like he started off so good, and
Yeah, he was 17, 25, 19. Now it's 8-2.
yeah, it's back to back bad weeks.
But I mean, his team's not doing bad. He's got pretty well-rounded stuff. I think he just got beat by the higher scoring team this week.
Yeah, he didn't have a bad week, really, but like I said, it was really thanks to Lenny.
Playoff Lenny, but it ain't playoffs.
Imagine what he's gonna do in the playoffs, man.
Oh
Oh my
god.
goodness.
So me and freaking what did I put? Austin. I don't know what I was looking at. Me and Austin picked Grayson this week. And then you and Garrett got the win there. So
That's what's up. That's what's up.
claw on your way back.
That's what's up.
But yeah, so that's about that on that one. Going to Garrett and your game, man.
Yeah.
You just didn't have a chance.
I mean, I said last week my really only good hope was that Garrett's team didn't like they had a down week,
And
and
they
they did
didn't.
not.
No. And I mean,
Um,
Robinson and Allaire did have a down week, but the rest of his team made up for it.
well, I noticed when I was looking at this, so I lost by 43, and if you just look at our quarterbacks alone, his quarterback outscored mine by 37. So the rest of our teams were fairly even. His quarterback
Yeah.
just kicked my quarterback's ass. Like there's nothing to do about it.
Yeah, and I mean like when a quarterback is 38, that's kind of hard to come back against, but
Yeah,
also
lock
Tyler
it.
Lockett getting 27 is wild, and Kamara is coming alive that week.
Are you done hating on the Seahawks for the fantasy football season?
They have proven me wrong, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
I may have been wrong, but listen, they're still the Seahawks. They still have time.
they have a good quarterback. They have two good receivers, and well, I think the running back's out. I think Rashad Penny's hurt for the rest of the
Yeah,
year.
Kenneth Walker is all they got left, but their defense is bad, so that holds them back a little bit. But I will
Well, I'm just
say,
talking fantasy wise. Fantasy wise, they have
oh
players that
yeah,
you can play.
you can play Seahawks players. I stand corrected by my start of the year statements.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, Caleb, your pickup of Graham Gano is paying dividends. 10
It's
points.
it's doing work, man. It's doing work. Yeah, my team. I mean, Henry had a good game. Ramondre had a good game. The rest of my team just kind of did average.
Yeah, CD kind of let you down there.
Yeah, I was expecting a lot. That's the whole reason I picked up Cooper Rush. I thought maybe I'd get a good stack there, and it just didn't happen.
1 point.
Yeah, I got to get rid of him. I guess I don't know what to do with quarterback. I picked up Dak, hoping when he comes back he'll be good, but I don't even know when that is.
I don't either. But Brees Hall's looking good on your bench. I'm assuming you'll be plugging him in next week.
Yes, because next week starts bye weeks, and I need him. So
Yeah, that is got bye week hell. It's coming up.
that is
Um,
my biggest thing is I think I can survive bye weeks pretty good. I was looking ahead at it, and I'll get into that more in the next episode. But I think I'm okay sitting at 1-4. I'm probably just going to end up like 2-11 or something because I keep saying it's all right and we're coming.
yeah, I'll look into it next episode, but I have some issues at bye week. But yeah, I picked you, and so did Garrett. So am currently 0-3 for this week.
I
But
picked against myself,
you picked
baby.
against yourself, and it sure paid off. Let's see you and Austin. Caleb, you're only 2 wins behind me.
We're making a comeback, man. Slow and steady.
But yeah, I mean, just like we discussed, it's kind of a blowout. And looking at the next game, Philip
Yeah,
and
this was another
Quan,
big blowout.
it is even more of a blowout.
Yeah, this was another big blowout. So I guess I said earlier I had a stat, and I'll just let you know now. I noticed this week we didn't really have any close games, so I went back and looked at like the average. I did a little math
Oh,
on a calculator, and the average win margin each week. And this was the week where it was the highest. It was the average win was 34.5 points this week. So there were blowouts everywhere, and you can kind of see that. But
yeah. So it must have just been like some teams had just really good players and some teams just really bad. I guess I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but looking at these two, I mean, poor Quan just in the I don't even know. Justin Jefferson's his whole team. Geno Smith pickup's looking good.
Geno, another Seahawk.
His kicker got 16 points, so that is
Yeah,
something.
they kicked some field goals
But
last night.
man, I 2 zeros on his team,
2 zeros and a one. That is not a winning formula. Well,
and his
Higgins got
bench
hurt.
doesn't look much better. Is all I'm saying.
Or did Higgins get hurt? No, he wasn't hurt, but they weren't sure if he was going to play or something like that.
I think Higgins came out for I don't know, but I know Darren Waller like played one snap and died.
Yeah, his bench looking rough. Well, Javante is Why is Javonte Williams on his bench?
I don't know. I was wondering that, but maybe he knows something we don't.
From what I understand, he's out, like done.
Yeah, when you tear all your CLs, you're not playing.
You need them CLs, man.
You do indeed need them CLs. But yeah, I don't know. I Quan's team's struggling so far this year. I think maybe he'll do something on the waiver wire this week, but
1-4 club, baby.
1-4. And I mean, it's still early. Anyone can come back. It's any injuries happen. Bye weeks are coming up.
Yeah. On the other side, though,
Good
the
God.
145, the high for the week. We had 3 teams in the 140s, but 145 was the high.
Yeah, I mean, Pat
Team
Mahomes,
looked good.
Jeff Wilson's a menace out there. Eckler finally
Eckler,
had his game.
well, he had a game last week. This is 2 weeks in a row over 30,
Oh,
I think.
oh my gosh, you're right. Oh no, it's happening.
Yeah, he's coming back with a vengeance right now.
Mark Andrews just continually doing well.
I
His
mean,
defense got 17. That's wild.
his receivers struggled, and his flex spot was Singletary, who struggled. I guess you could say his kicker didn't have a good week, but I mean, it's a kicker. It just happens.
Matt Gay.
Gay.
But yeah, I mean, didn't matter. Didn't matter if his flex spot and kicker
Did not
struggled
matter at
because
all.
the rest of his team sure made up for it.
Yeah, his team's scary looking, especially now that Eckler's coming to life.
We all picked Phillip here, so everyone gets a win. You get a win.
Yay.
Everyone gets a win.
I definitely, man, I'm not gonna make the playoffs this year. I think
It's early. It's early.
it's 5 weeks in, man. My team don't look like no team scoring 140 points.
you gotta get back in. We can look at the standings after we get through this, and we'll analyze some stuff. But yeah, looking at our 2 high scorers of the week, I suppose. Well, high scoring, competitive wise.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Nellis jacked me off a dub, and Hopkins is innocent.
Laid it on thick for
They
Ethan's first
sure
loss,
did.
baby.
Goodness, we needed that though, because
We
Ethan
did.
was a menace.
This game was kind of wild. It was the one I was kind of paying attention to. This game and Steve's game I was paying attention to last night because they were kind of close, and Nellis had Kelsey, and Ethan had Josh Jacobs, who both started off really good and both had really good games. But Kelsey's game last night was ridiculous. He only ended up with 33, which sounds low for 4 touchdowns, but he didn't have a lot of catches.
Yeah, he kind of ruined one of my parlays because he was supposed to get over 50 receiving yards. But man, 4 touchdowns.
That is
Wild.
crazy.
Absolutely wild.
Crazy.
Um,
Yeah,
I mean,
Nels's team is scary too.
yeah, Nels' team didn't. It's just they were good. Everyone's good. He's got Kenneth Walker now. And
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor's on his bench. Goodness.
Yeah, Nels's team is scary.
Yeah, but then you get into the point where you're like, do I start Jonathan Taylor over Kenneth Walker?
It doesn't. Well,
Or I guess you
it
could
doesn't
flex
really
him.
matter.
Why not flex Jonathan Taylor?
Uh, I wish I had that decision. I wish I had a tough decision like that.
It's hard out here, you know.
It is. It is.
And I mean, like Ethan didn't have a bad game. Brady got 27. Josh Jacobs is coming alive. Cooper Kupp doing
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp. Hawkinson followed up his 40-point performance with a 1-point performance.
Yeah.
Talk about regression.
Live and die. Damian Harris got hurt.
Yeah,
really
so
early.
he is going to be, I think, taking a step back.
He's supposed to be out for a couple games. I'm honestly hoping it's quite a few because A, I'm a Pats fan and Ramondre is a better running back, and B, Ramondre is on my fantasy team.
I agree. I think Ramonde's done better. I mean,
He rushed for like 180 or 160 something. I don't remember this week. Ramondre's a really good running back.
He's a beast. Even his bench was looking good though, like Ethan's bench.
Yeah. These two teams are scary. Both of them. I think I play Ethan next week. I'm not looking forward to it, but we'll worry about that in a bit.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this, we all picked Ethan. So we all picked the wrong
Nice.
side there.
Nice. It's good to
Like
see. Good to see no more undefeated teams. Now I'm
it,
pulling for Travis to get a win, so that we have no more defeated teams. Also,
I will after this week
oh, you
because
got a
I
bye
play
week.
him. No, we'll get into it next video, but man, I'm still a little nervous.
But yeah, I already flipped over to Travis's game. Sorry, got
Quarterback
ahead of
0
myself.
points.
I didn't want to look at those points.
LeBron banged. I don't. Philly's out of pocket here with all these
LeBron
names.
banged Lily box score. What does that even mean?
I think he's talking about the Verizon commercials.
Oh.
I don't know why that
No,
correlates.
AT&T. AT&T.
Or yeah, my bad. Sorry.
AT&T Lily. Gosh.
Should have known. LeBron's totally
I
banging her.
didn't know. I didn't know.
Man, Travis just. Now, before we say anything else, the two people I traded Travis are the only reason he has any respectable score this week.
I do not consider 12 points out of a running back a good game. I will not say it's a bad game, but it's not a good game.
It was his second highest scoring player,
Travis's team is
followed
bad.
by his first highest scoring player of also my team that traded it to him.
Well, as we said in your trade, Mike Williams is boomer bust. He's going to have those weeks, and then he's going to have weeks where he's got like 3.
All right, so if I didn't make that trade with him, let's go through this. He would have played Cam Akers, I'm assuming, or Mike Boone. Probably Mike Boone. So he would have had 2 less points.
Yeah, and then he would have played
Amon-Ra.
Ra, probably, yeah.
And he would have had 18 less points. He would have been sub 50 if I hadn't traded with them.
It's just 1 week. Let's see how the rest of the trade plays out.
But yeah, Philly won this handily. And if any of us picked Travis to win, which
I don't think any of us did.
you'd be wrong, Caleb.
Was it me?
It was you and Garrett.
Oh, well.
I think I remember you saying you felt for the underdog this week.
I'm pulling for the guy. I don't want to overjump. Philly had a good week.
Philly
His
did.
team, his tight end had 0, and he still had 134 points.
That's not a bad week at all.
No, his McCaffrey and Nick Chubb both did great. Marquise Brown did great.
Yeah, Philly has been like watching the games at my house, and I love to give him crap because Cade York, who he paid like $12 or $15 for as a kicker, has ever since he's picked him up has just been abysmal. He had 16 points the first week. Philly picked him up. He's gone 5-4. Okay, 9's okay for a kicker, and then 3.
Yeah, that's rough. But yeah, he needed a kicker, I guess.
Needed a kicker, but yeah, I mean, good game by Philly. Sorry, wrong P.
Michael Carter had 17, but he hawked 2 touchdowns from Breece Hall. So
I mean, yeah, that's some inflated numbers, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, like this week just kind of wasn't great matchup wise.
Yeah, the Monday night comeback by Steve and
that was
Devontae
impressive.
Adams, and then just the Monday night it wasn't really a battle, but kind of a battle between Ethan and Nellis was kind of fun to watch. But other than that, it wasn't much.
No, we can pretty low hype week, but going to the standings here, I'm going to pull those up. We can take a look, kind of do some mental math. So Steve is leading our division, and Nels and Ethan are tied in their division.
Yeah, but Nellis has the head-to-head.
Nellis has the head-to-head. You're right. Now, our division's tight. That's why I'm saying you got a chance, Caleb. Who do you play? You said you play Ethan?
Play Ethan.
That's unfortunate.
I need to win.
Yeah.
You say it's tight, but it's tight at the top, and then 2 games back are me and Grayson.
That is true. But you haven't played Grayson yet, have you?
I think I have. I think I've played everyone in our division. could be wrong about that.
Yeah, I think because we played the week before. See, the
I just
thing,
played
me losing
Garrett.
to
I know I played
Steve,
Steve.
me losing to Steve, I feel like it's gonna come bite me in the butt at the end of the year. It always does.
It may.
But me beating Garrett could help me out.
Yeah, me losing to basically everyone
That is
hurts.
that is rough. But you
I think
did beat one person,
I think it was Grayson.
and that is something.
Yeah, but it was the one person that's down here in the bottom of the barrel with me.
Um, well, you haven't faced Travis, you haven't faced Quan, and I feel like those are the two low teams as well. So those could be some fighting for clawing up the way.
Yeah, that's true. But
Points for Garrett still in first, Ethan second, Philip third.
you
Noah,
were up. You were up there with him until this week, man.
I let myself slide there.
Uh,
I'm right in the middle on points for and points against. So I mean that's where I'd want to be, I guess, rather than on the bottom of points for.
that's where you'll find me. I'm above Travis. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, just another week down, a kind of a down week. Somehow my projection for where I'd end went from 12th to 5th, and I was 12th to 6th last week. So a loss bumped me up a little bit. Somehow.
I'm still projected like 11th or something.
You're 8th.
Ho ho! Watch out, world. We're coming. Don't know how,
Um,
but
yeah, but I mean, nothing really crazy, honestly. I kind of an
probably
underwhelming
the
week.
craziest thing was our bold predictions. 2 of the 4 coming true. Want
You're
to jump into
right.
that real quick?
You're right,
The
Mr. Garrett Goebel with the big Taysom Hill call.
Yeah, he called that Taysom Hill would have 25 plus points, and he ended with 34
He
on
initially said 30
some
points, and then he
crazy, and he
dropped it
would
to
have been right.
25. Yeah.
Yeah. So that wild to call that shot. Taysom Hill is going to be a big money on the waiver wire tomorrow. I bet.
Yeah, and he's going to drop 2 points the week someone picks him up.
Maybe so, but who knows? Your call, Romeo Dubs, with 2 touchdowns. He had 3 receptions, no
Almost.
touchdowns.
None
No
close to the end
touchdowns.
zone.
Ended with 5 points, 3 receptions for 29 yards. My big shot, Jacoby Brissett, 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Did not quite get there. He had 230 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'm sorry, 1 touchdown.
Hey, that's still a tud.
Yeah, ended with 18 fantasy points, so not an okay week for a quarterback. I would kill for 18.
18's a nice outing.
And then Austin with the hot shot saying that Clyde Edwards-Helaire was done. He was dead, not scoring over 8 points this week, and he was right. He had 6. I will say, though, I know you watched the game. I watched the game. He was like this close to getting that receiving touchdown and would have put him over the limit, but not quite.
But it didn't.
Not quite.
He also got hit in the head by a ball.
He did. He did.
But yeah, congrats to Garrett and Austin. What a call. Like Austin's is impressive, but Garrett's that's wild. That
To
just
call
blows
that
my mind.
shot. Yeah. I don't know. Have to see what we can come up with next week.
But yeah, another good recap. The boys are gonna love it. I think on to week 6, and we'll
On
see
to
you in the
week
next
6.
one.
Let's get a dub. Peace out.